Welcome to Melrose Unitarian Universalist Church. Our service today is called Beyond Gratitude, an Economics of Abundance. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I am Reverend Dr. Susanna Trilligator, the minister of this congregation. My pronouns are she and her, and I am happy to be here. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Oh, good. That seemed pretty uniform. I love to hear it. Okay, great. Now, let me ask you, it's feeling like winter outside today. Who's ready for winter? Oh, all right, we got some winter enthusiasts here. Okay, and who has their Christmas tree up already? Wow, good for you guys. That's amazing. Okay, well, we have our Christmas tree up already in Parish Hall. You may have seen it on your way in, and the Montessori kids have volunteered to decorate it for us this coming week, and we'll also be putting up the decorations here in the sanctuary. So we're not exactly ready, but we are getting ready, and we will be ready soon. Our church is a vibrant, caring community dedicated to love and service. If you're joining us for the first time, we always have a greeter here, and that person wears a yellow stole, so you can find them easy and ask them any questions you might have. Today, that person is Beth Yergrau. Beth, give everybody a wave. If you have any questions about our church, feel free to talk to Beth at any time. Our usher today is Allison Friedman. Is Allison here? Oh, there you are, Allison. Hello. And our coffee hour hosts are Ann Easterbrooks and Doug Dick. Thank you for your service. In coffee hour today, there will be an Amaryllis sale to raise money for a local food charity. Also at our pro-democracy table, you can take part in a Christmas fund to help a local family whose breadwinner was deported by ICE. The alternative fair is coming up. It's next Saturday. It is a great opportunity to get to know some wonderful, important social justice groups in our community and to help out, too. Help raise funds for them. If you can participate and you have the time next Saturday, please see Eric in coffee hour. Eric, if you would raise your hand so everyone can see you, that's great. Today we are a little short on RE volunteers, so we actually do not have an RE class today. We have our nursery, and that's open if anyone should need it, and the children are welcome to stay here and worship, but this service was not designed to be a multi-generational worship. We'll have a full-length sermon. Okay, now the tricky bit. Who here reads the Melrose Weekly? Oh, some people here read the Melrose Weekly. You may have seen that we made front page news last week, a program of ours, which was a fantastic program brought on by the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, also attracted some negative attention from protesters who were here. And that story was on the front page. It was also accompanied by a letter to the editor that accused us of anti-Catholic hate, which is not what the program was about. And this past week, there were 2 more letters to the editor that took issue with our program. So I want you to know that our church leaders are working now on a formal response to the paper that talks about our values and why we invited these speakers. But we'd also welcome any letters from you, the church community, especially from people who were there that night, especially for people who can talk about our values and why we felt the program was important, and also our long history of wonderful interfaith dialogue. So that would be wonderful. I'm available to talk about that, or also Liz Folzer is here. She's working on our response too. Just a quick note that today is our second Sunday without our worship technician, and I want to apologize, especially to the people on Zoom, for some of the mistakes that I made last week. We are working on smoothing it all out. Things on Zoom will be a little bit different. You'll still be able to give us your joys and sorrows and add them in when we speak about joys and sorrows. But we won't have all the fancy camera work and slide sharing that we used to have. So if you need the lyrics to the hymns, please look in your electronic order of service, especially if you're watching from home. So let's begin by talking about our electronic order of service, which should be up here. There we go. If you'd like to follow along with exactly what's happening today, you can point your camera to that, and it should take you to our webpage. If you scroll down on the webpage, you'll see today's order of service. And again, for folks watching on Zoom, that's where you'll find the song lyrics too. So let's welcome one another to worship this morning. Please turn to your neighbor, people in front and behind, and say, "Thank you for coming. Welcome to worship." Thank you all for coming. I'm glad that you're here. It's wonderful to fill up these pews and worship together as a community. I call us to worship this morning with words from Robin Wall Kimmerer, a botanist and a member of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation. This is a quote from her 2022 book, The Service Berry. In our native worldview, it's not just the fruits that are understood as gifts. Rather, all of the sustenance the land provides, from fish to firewood. One life is given in support of another. The focus is on supporting the good of the people, not only an individual. Receiving a gift from the land is attached to responsibilities of sharing, respect, reciprocity, and gratitude. Water is life. Food is life. Soil is life, and they become our lives through the paired miracles of photosynthesis and respiration. All that we need to live flows through the land. It is not an empty metaphor that we call her Mother Earth. Food in our mouths is the thread that connects us in a relationship simultaneously spiritual and physical, as our bodies get fed and our spirits nourished by a sense of belonging, which is the most vital of all foods. Amen. Now we light the symbol of our faith, the flaming chalice. Here to light it for us this morning and to lead us in our vision is longtime member Mary Beth Griscom. Thank you, Mary Beth.
Good morning. I invite you to rise now in body or in spirit and join me in our MUUC vision. The words are up on the screen. We envision a dynamic faith community that nourishes our liberal religious values of love, reason, conscience, and action. We foster lives of integrity, joy, and service to each other, to Melrose and neighboring communities, and to the world.
Thank you. Please remain standing and join in our opening hymn. It's Come Ye Thankful People, number 68 in the gray hymnal. Very similar in melody to a song we sang last week because it's a classic. The words will appear up here on the screen.
Sing
Thank you. You may be seated. So we may not have any children here today, but as you know, our stories are for all ages. And there is always wisdom to be found in them. Our story today is Giving Thanks, a Native American morning message by Chief Jake Swamp, illustrated by Irwin Printup Jr. Now, I'm sure many of you here probably have heard of the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving address. Have you heard of that? Yes. It's also known by as the words before all else. This is something that people of the Six Nations, Haudenosaunee, also known as Iroquois people, in upstate New York and in Canada, they start every meeting and every public gathering with a litany of thanks for all the things and creatures of the world. And it's a really beautiful tradition. Chief Jake Swamp is a Mohawk chief, and he wrote this story based on that tradition. To be a human is an honor, and we offer thanksgiving for all the gifts of life. Mother Earth, we thank you for giving us everything we need. Thank you, deep blue waters around Mother Earth, for you are the force that takes thirst away from all living things. We give thanks to green grasses that feel so good against our bare feet, for the cool beauty you bring to Mother Earth's floor. Thank you, good foods from Mother Earth, our life sustainers, for making us happy when we are hungry. Fruits and berries, we thank you for your color and sweetness. We are all thankful to good medicine herbs for healing us when we are sick. Thank you, all the animals in the world, for keeping our precious forests clean. All the trees in the world, we are thankful for the shade and warmth you give us. Thank you, all the birds in the world, for singing your beautiful songs for all to enjoy. We give thanks to you, gentle four winds, for bringing clean air for us to breathe from the four directions. Thank you, grandfather thunder beings. You see them up in the clouds? For bringing rains to help all living things grow. Elder brother sun, we send thanks for shining your light and warming Mother Earth. Thank you, Grandmother Moon, for growing full every month to light the darkness for children and sparkling waters. We give you thanks, twinkling stars, for making the night sky so beautiful, and for sprinkling morning dewdrops on the plants. Spirit protectors of our past and present, we thank you for showing us ways to live in peace and harmony with one another. And most of all, thank you, Great Spirit, for giving us all these wonderful gifts so we will be happy and healthy every day and every night. The end. I usually say here, thank you for your good listening, so thank you. And now, every Sunday in the center of our service, we take time to create together a moment of shared quiet, meditation, and peace. We use this time to reconnect with our inner selves, our highest ideals, our own individual sense of the divine. Let's begin this time together by closing our eyes and breathing deeply. Feel your feet resting on the floor, your connection to the earth. Feel your body relaxing, sinking into your seat. Breathe. During this meditation time, first we'll join in our centering song, then we'll sit for a time of shared quiet. Then we will speak to one another of our joys and sorrows, and I will lead us in a prayer. Our worship theme for November is Nurturing Gratitude, and our centering song for the month is number 1010 in the Teal hymnal, We Give Thanks. Please remain seated and join in the song as you feel comfortable. Let it guide you gently into our time of shared meditation. Please join me in the spirit of prayer. Mother Earth, great big blue-green ball we have seen spinning that is unbelievably actually below our feet. We thank you for all the gifts you give us every day of our lives. The fruit, the berries, the squashes, the vegetables which sustain us, the air we breathe that fuels our cells, the earth we walk on which feeds the plants, the good soil, the animals we share this earth with who give us companionship and food, the water we drink, which cleans us inside and out, the people who walk with us, who love us, who help us, the trees that show us how to stand tall in faith, yet sway with the wind. Mother Earth, everything we have comes from you. Help us to receive your gifts fully, to discover our own special gifts so that we may give back and give forward into the great circle of life. In this, the great bounty of Mother Earth, we pray that all people may share. All flourishing is mutual. Amen.
Our church is self-funded, supported by your generous annual pledge. You may also give to our weekly collection, which we split every month with a worthy group via our Giving Beyond Our Walls program. Remote voting folks can donate using the link at the top right corner of our homepage at melroseu.org. For November, half our collection plate will go to the Food Drive, a Melrose-based nonprofit that distributes, rescued, surplus, and donated food to shelters, low-income housing residences, and food pantries, including Bread of Life. The Food Drive also provides direct service through our weekly community freezer program, offering free eat and eat frozen meals to all who need them.
Thank you, Tom. That was very peaceful. In the late 1970s, American linguist Daniel Everett went to Brazil to study the Pidi-Han people of the Amazon. One day, a hunter brought home a sizable kill to the people, and it was far too much for his own family to eat. So the researcher asked how he would store the excess. Smoking and drying meat were well known, so storing was possible. But the hunter just looked puzzled. Store the meat? He asked. Why would I do that? He sent out an invitation to everyone for a big feast, and neighboring families were all gathered around his fire late into the night, enjoying until the very last morsel was eaten. This behavior seemed maladaptive to the American. Given the uncertainty of meat in the forest, why hadn't the hunter stored the meat for his family to eat slowly over time? Store my meat, said the hunter. I store my meat in the belly of my brother. Robin Wall Kimmerer retells this story in her book, The Serviceberry, a slim volume that I picked up last June at the UUA-GA in Baltimore. It's only 100 pages, a single essay that uses a simple metaphor to call into question the very foundation of Western society. It's a fun read. It is, though, because she is a beautiful writer. Let's start out at the beginning. What is the serviceberry? Well, it's a tree. The Latin name is Amelanchier, also known as shadbush, shadwood, shadblow, the sarvisberry, or just sarvis, juneberry, saskatoon, sugar plum, wild plum, or the chuckly pear. And apparently, ethnolinguists know that the more names a plant has, the more important it is to the people, because the more uses they have for it. It is a genus of about 20 species of deciduous-leaved shrubs and small trees in the rose family. Serviceberry is a fruiting tree native to North America that I had never heard of before. Have you heard of it? One reason, let's see, and it was so popular and common and important to the people here that it was known as a calendar plant. So dependable that you could set your calendar by it. One reason it's called the shad bush in New England is that it blooms when the ground thaws, which predicts the actual season when shad, fish, migrate upstream to spawn. By flowering, the shad bush told you when the shad fish were coming upstream. So, ergo, it's a calendar plant. And one kind of shad is the alewife. You ever heard of the alewife? Yeah, can't live around here without knowing about the alewife. The serviceberry plant's fruits can be very sweet, and they are commonly used in pies and muffins and other kinds of baked goods by the native peoples. The berries were also part of the original energy bars. Have you guys ever heard of pemmican? Yeah, pemmican is the way that indigenous people in this country stored food. So they would take dried berries and dry them very dry and then crush them into a powder. Do the same with their meats, crush them into a fine powder, then add lard or any other kind of rendered animal fat, and make little bars or cookies that could store for years and years. And so they would barter with the food, they could travel cross country, it would feed them all winter. Fabulous food called pemmican, the original energy bars, and the serviceberry was part of that. For Kimmerer, the serviceberry represents abundance. Along with the birds, she eats and eats them until she can eat no more. She fills her belly and sings a song of gratitude. In the Potawatomi language, the tree is called bozakmin, which is a superlative, the best of the berries. Kimmerer writes, I feel one on my tongue and agree with my ancestors on the rightness of that name. Imagine a fruit that tastes like a blueberry crossed with the satisfying heft of an apple, a touch of rose water, and a minuscule crunch of almond-flavored seeds. I can't even imagine. It sounds good, though. She says, they taste like nothing the grocery store has to offer. Wild, complex, with a flavor that your body recognizes as the real food it's been waiting for. I can feel my mitochondria doing a happy dance when I eat them. How can I not know about this plant? I mean, I grew up here, on this continent, in the same region as Kimmerer, looking at trees. How could I not have known? The min in Bozak min is the root word for berry, and it appears in the names of many other foods in the Potawatomi language. But also, as Kimmerer points out, min is the root word for gift. The naming proves her people's understanding that the plants give us food as gifts, as proof of their generosity, care, and creativity. Kimmerer quotes Anishinaabe linguist James Vukelich, who calls these plant gifts a manifestation of unconditional love that plants have for people. Have you ever thought about plants having unconditional love for you? The plants offer whatever they have to whoever needs it, saint and sinner alike, he writes. And she writes, if our first response to the receipt of gifts is gratitude, then our second response must be reciprocity, to give a gift in return. So Kimmerer asks, what could I give these plants in return for their generosity? Well, I could do weeding, I could bring them water, I could sing to them, she thinks. I could donate to a land trust. I could make art that inspires other people to learn about the service berry. There are so many different possibilities in this reciprocal world. But it's not a direct payment. It's not a transaction. It's not a quid pro quo. It's about keeping the whole circle going. Like the carbon in the berries, which flows into the birds who eat them, becoming a yellow feather here or a brown feather there. And those feathers fall to the ground. They become food for beetles, who become food for a vole, who dies and then nourishes the soil with his body. And that soil then becomes food for the new serviceberry seedling that is just germinating. She writes, materials move through ecosystems in a circular economy and are constantly transformed. Abundance is created by recycling, by reciprocity. You remember 2 weeks ago, if you were here, I shared a children's story called Bud Finds Her Gift. It's a story written actually by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And it was about a little native girl who watches her parents go off to work and her older siblings go off to school, and she feels like she's the only one who doesn't get to do something important. So she goes to her grandmother. She calls her Nokomis, which is her native word for grandmother. And she says, Nokomis, I need something important. I want to do something important. What can I do? So Nokomis takes her to the woods, to the land. And Nokomis shows her how the people say thank you to the trees, to the earth, for the animals, for the sky. And she teaches Bud how to do the same. And Bud tries it, says, okay, but when do I get to do something important? Nokomis says, this is important. Keep going. Keep noticing. Notice with your eyes and your ears. Notice with all parts of yourself. Notice what happens here. And so Bud keeps coming back to the woods, and she notices. And she sings to the birds and the animals. And she develops her own special gifts of appreciation. And she notices that gratitude grows in her, and a sense of connection to nature grows in her. And then the urgent need to talk about it, to defend it, to engage others about the climate crisis. Bud discovers that her special gift is to be an ambassador for nature, for everyone she knows. And she realizes this is important indeed. I love that story, and I wanted to retell it today, so I just did, because it asks you, what is your special gift? When you realize all that you receive, how will you give back? 500 years ago, when colonists first came to these shores, they met indigenous people who welcomed them into gift economies. The people shared with the colonists the abundance of their land and taught them how to grow food here. But the colonists couldn't grasp the idea of a gift economy. Like the linguist in the Amazon, they kept asking, why don't you keep it all for yourself? Soon, Americans invented the idea called the tragedy of the commons. That theory goes that if we hold the land in common and let everyone graze their cattle, as was the practice on Boston Common, for a while, inevitably someone will overgraze, take advantage of it, ruin it for everyone. So it's better in the long run that the land should be privatized to protect it. The tragedy of the commons, writes Kimmerer, has been used as a justification for commodifying what was once understood as a shared gift. But what if that's wrong? What if there's a different story, one that the privateers sought to erase? In the 20th century, the economist Elinor Ostrom finally showed that the tragedy of the commons was a farce, that land can be held in common without help from the state or market economies. Ostrom studied land management in cultures that were long thought to be primitive because they did not allow for private property. And she found that they had long-standing and very effective mutual agreements to protect the land and the water. In short, they worked. Elinor Ostrom showed that collective action, trust, and cooperation can lead to the mutual well-being of land and people without degrading commonly held resources. And she won the Nobel Prize for that work. So you may be surprised to hear all of this. But on a deeper level, I know that you already understand that gift economies work. Because if you look closely, you find them all around you. From little free libraries to large public libraries, books circulate for free in our world. From public parks to mountain trails, hikers and walkers can roam freely. From neighborhood buy-nothing groups to mutual aid societies, we are already sharing tools and furniture, clothes and appliances. These are new ideas, or maybe they're old ideas just coming back again. Of course, European countries provide far more than shared books and hiking trails. Right alongside their capitalist economies, Nordic countries provide free health care for universities, parental leave, elder care. Of course, their taxes are higher, but so is their place on the happiness index. It seems that holding resources in common, sharing them equally, reduces stress levels across populations. In her book, A Paradise Built in Hell, Rebecca Solnit documented dozens of cases where communities around the world, in the aftermath of wars and natural disasters, immediately started sharing all their resources freely, innately. Under all our consumerist programming, when we're in trouble, we feel a deep call to help one another. We know that what goes around comes around. In this community, for example, one of you will take a pot of homemade soup to someone who is sick, and you don't expect a payment on the day. No, you do it in the faith that someday soon you will need some soup, or a ride to the doctor, or a listening ear, or a place at the table. And you know it's not a quid pro quo. It's so much larger than that. It's a loving commitment to one another, to build community over time here in this place. I give what I can today so that we are stronger together. Kimmerer writes about gift economies, but she could be writing about this church when she says, a gift economy nurtures the community bonds that enhance mutual well-being. The economic unit is we, rather than I. All flourishing is mutual. Put another way, I store my meat in the belly of my brother. Kimmerer asks, what if scarcity is just a cultural construct? What if it is a fiction that fences us off from a better way of life? She goes on, continued fealty to an economics based on competition for manufactured scarcity is now causing us to face the danger of producing real scarcity, evident in the growing shortages of food and clean water, breathable air and fertile soil. Climate change is a product of this extractive economy and is forcing us to confront the inevitable outcome of our consumerist lifestyle, genuine scarcity for which the market has no remedy. End quote. But I think the elders know the answer. Indigenous people know the answer. You and I already know the answer. We are enough. We have enough. Enough to feed us all, to live well, if only we would share in the abundance. What if, just for thought experiment's sake, you left here today and tried to conceive of everything you own, everything from your food to your clothes to your iPhone to your car, as a gift from Mother Earth? For so many gifts, so nourishing and nurturing for all of our days, for the gift of life itself, how might you say thank you? Amen. Please rise in body or in spirit and join in our closing hymn, We Gather Together, which is number 349 in the Great Hymnal. Words will appear here on the screen. Please remain standing and join with me in the chalice extinguishing words now on the screen. We extinguish the flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. You may be seated. Thank you so much for worshiping together this morning. It's been delightful. I hope to chat with you in coffee hour about the ideas I shared today. I want to say thank you for joining us, and after a brief postlude from Tom, everyone is invited to join us for refreshments in Parish Hall, which is the next big room down that way. Thank you again, and happy Sunday.